Our final contestant of the evening, Mr. BD,
Yep.
BD the second. I love the play on his name. I
Yeah.
love the punctuation of it all. I love the way it even looks. You could tell he really worked on that. Like he's
Right.
like, man, I want to be a complete artist. Like I'm even gonna
Right.
make my name look like art. You know?
Yes.
Like, and I
Yeah.
loved it. And he said, no, 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 no. Like he's saying, adorn, adorn.
Yes.
Hey, my baby, same way that my whole world's in your eyes. Ooh, and it's time now. Just let my love adorn you.
Love this song. Love, 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 love this song.
Yes.
And that who sang Adorn original? Oh gosh,
Miguel.
I'm sorry, I was thinking. Who was I thinking of? I don't know who I was thinking of. Miguel. This was the one I'll never forget. Do you remember the Grammys where Miguel sang like the opening to this, and Kelly Clarkson was like hosting or something?
Yes.
And she said, "I don't know what I just heard, but I need to work with you."
Yes.
I'll never forget that. Kelly was like, "I got to work with you."
You're right. Yes.
Because this song is just fire, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
It's just R&B, mid 2000s, just fire, or late 2010s fire.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're giving me a stone. You're giving me a poker face, and I like. Okay, let me just say it, and then we can discuss.
I'm giving you. I need more of this coffee that's in my cup.
Okay,
that's what I'm giving you.
No doubt, BD can sing. No doubt, he has presence. But this was just okay for me.
Okay.
I said, and I loved it. I loved it because it was almost as if I was like, John Legend, get out of my head. Because this is what I wrote down before John said what he said. I said, he's got a lot of singers that have come before him in previous seasons that I don't know if BD would have gotten through.
Okay.
Because they were so ridiculous. And let me stop right there. So then when I'm gonna fast forward, when he was a 4-chair turn.
Yes.
When the pitch went out, I was immediately zoned in because I was like, obviously he's R&B. I know obviously he's probably gonna pick.
Right.
But when John Legend gave his pitch, and the fact that John brought up who, Stephanie?
Mac Rolls.
Mac Rolls. Who kind of the son, like to me, BD, no offense, but I just felt like it, not that I pushed you at a disadvantage, but it's like you're going to be compared. Our brains automatically go to because of the type of song you sang and the whole vibe you give. Like it's automatically going to go to previous contestants who gave the same vibe and who sang this type of songs. So I say this: it wasn't the vocal for me. It was. I just felt like his performance was a little too laid back.
Yes.
It was too chill.
Yes.
Like almost like he's sitting like in a lounge, right? And somebody tosses him the mic and he's like, nah, nah, like singing his face off, but giving me just so chill, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted a little bit more for an initial audition. I get it, BD. That's your vibe. And I think that's fantastic. But for me, personally, I wanted a little bit more energy.
Right.
Which I think would add to the exciting parts of your vocal, because there were some wonderful runs that he did.
Yes.
But I think the energy was a little lacking for me, so I need more. No doubt BD can sing, and BD can sing his face off. But in my opinion, to put him in the same in the same realm of a Jamar and a Mac and all of those titans, in my opinion, that have come through.
D Smooth.
D Smooth, like all of those titans of R&B singing that have come through. I love John Legend's pitch, and John Legend's pitch was exactly what I was thinking, Stephanie.
Yeah, when in his B-roll it said that he sang in church, I was like, okay.
Right.
When
Check.
I hear you check, and then I have an expectation. I think that BD has a very powerful instrument. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. What I gathered from his B-reel is that he's more of a behind the scenes guy. He's been doing more producing and more writing for other folks.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be, performing isn't new, but I think performing at this scale,
I hear you.
and the amount of solo performing of his own stuff that he's done has been lacking because he's been working with other people and producing and writing for other people. I feel like this is now his time to shine. And that's what I felt about the overall performance of it all. I don't want to say, is it a lack of energy? Was it a little nervousness? I'm not sure.
Looking for more enthusiasm? I don't know, Stephanie.
Yeah, I don't know either, because
that's his vibe, right? I get that's his
I get that's his vibe, but I think that there is a way of because let's be clear, Mac wasn't demonstrative. Mac was not a demonstrative performer like Divine, like our first artist, right? Or like a Steve, somebody like that.
Sure.
The energy is different. However, Mac Royals is a very great comparison because their energy is the same, but there's a vibe, there's a confidence, there's an aura that Mac had that he was able to translate, that I believe BD is going to be able to translate in the upcoming rounds. Was the vocal there? Yeah, it was. So this is why I love and hate.
We're being harder on Mac. I'm sorry, on BD. We're being harder because, to Stephanie's point, the vocal was fire.
The vocal is there. And this is why I have a love-hate relationship with blind auditions, because the anxiety of the turn chair in and of itself, for some people, does not allow us at first glance to see their very best. When we see their very best is later on down. Battles is even a crapshoot, if you will, because they're partnering with somebody else. You really have to make it to the battles for us to really, really, really get a good gauge on who. Knockouts. I'm sorry. Yeah. Knockouts is when we really get to see these artists for who they truly are. So I'm looking forward to seeing BD in further rounds. I think that he is wonderfully gifted. I can't wait to hear what the songs that John gives him and the advice that he gives him as far as performance, because John Legend is very much in that same realm as well. John Legend is not a demonstrative performer, but he's smooth, he's got energy, he's got vibe, and he's going to impart all of that into BD.
Here's why BD is going to go far in this competition. John Legend got very specific and said, stick with me, and I'm going to give you all the best songs to sing that are going to accentuate.
He was like,
he said, stick with me.
No, he was like, I know our music. And I thought that was very presumptuous, but not so much, and very on point. Like, he was like, I know our music.
Let's just say, y'all, because we've seen it happen in previous rounds, John Legend can pick up a phone and make a phone call.
He can.
As he did to Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
He can pick up the phone and make a phone call and ask for songs that don't normally get sung on this show.
Right.
And I have a feeling he's going to do that with BD. So watch out, competition.
Watch out.
When John Legend takes a special interest,
yeah,
it's going to be scary.
Yes.
It's going to be scary. So that's why I see big things for this young man. I was going to say, Mac, especially, Like Mac always like had that quiet, I call it the quiet storm or quiet fire vibe. And even though Mac always like wore the dark sunglasses, you couldn't see his eyes that often, there was still a fire under him, behind him, like it emoted and it came through the TV. I just don't feel like that fire translated through the TV yet with BD. I feel like it's there, but that's what I need to see. I need to see that fire translate through the TV.
It will.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
It will.
Because I have a feeling Stephanie is going to be fainting because there are going to be some songs that this young man sings that Stephanie's going to be like, "Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me." There's going to be some late 90s, early 2000s R&B that this man is going to bring. And it's going to be crazy.
I'm waiting.